All right, we're live.
What's up, everybody?
Well, nobody yet.
What? Well, Todd, you're here. And you know what?
That's all that matters, right?
All that matters. At least together, I guess.
So how's it feel to be back from all that training?
Good. Feels great. Feels nice. I was tired of sleeping in a warehouse, so you know that was not fun as much.
Were you here in Ohio?
Yeah, I was here in Ohio the whole time. I was down at Camp Ravenna for 2 weeks, and then up at DSEC in Columbus for a week or so. So, yep. Got my notes from last time. I'm gonna keep these.
Hello, Patrick.
Patrick, I know that guy. What's the order you're doing yours in?
So I've set mine out the same order as the sample. So on the left is OESF.
Okay.
All the way over to the right of OESV. So I just went the same row as the sample kit.
Okay. Got it. Too easy.
Yep. So are you going to the meeting Saturday night?
Yeah.
Devin?
I will. I'll be attending the single barrel meeting.
All right.
So for those that don't know, we do a group meeting once a month. Usually we go to someone's house. They host. We'll do some food. We'll do a bottle idea or theme. So it'll be like single barrel, barrel proof, finished, bottles under $30, something like that. And then we'll just do a bunch of blinds and say, hey, so-and-so's a winner, and they get the belt for the next month or so. So,
cheers, Charles. Charles is in a. Patrick says to bring his stuff.
I have lots of stuff.
And Charles says cheers. So.
All right.
We did one of the blinds you sent us, Charles. We recorded it last Sunday. So whenever I get the editing done, we got quite a few videos to go through, but we did the A1 and A whatever 1A, 2A, 1 whatever that was.
Yeah. A1, A2. And I didn't exactly spoiler, I didn't exactly guess it, but it's pretty good what I came up with, you know.
David said single barrel Saturday. That is this weekend. David, single barrel Saturday. Are you going to head out early?
I don't know. I'll see if I'll head out early though, but I don't know. It doesn't look as much promising things, except for they always do like the last day or two where they surprise with some crazy bottle that everyone's like, oh well, now we're out, I guess.
So I've heard that Weller Full Proof is going to be the special bottle this year. That's what I've seen. So I'm going to go out. I'll probably go out about 5, something like that, 5, 6. Because they won't announce what stores are actually doing it till 7. That's usually what time they tell you where it's at, and so you're taking a crapshoot until then anyway.
I think it was earlier than that because I remember getting an email and it was like 4:30 or 5, I think, because I was driving down to Mickers to do a tour there, and I was like, "Well, they're releasing all these cool bottles. I'm not there."
I thought it was 7. I thought it was at 7 o'clock when it came out. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's when they normally do normal releases. Like, oh yeah, by the way, today it's whatever. But I don't know. I just remember sitting there on the way driving down, getting gas or something, and being like, well, Weller CYP and Weller Single Barrel. Here we are.
Yeah, that was last year. So anybody who watches this and they don't know, here in Ohio, once a year they do what they call Single Barrel Saturday, where they release a whole bunch of the state single barrel picks all in one day. And they always have one kind of special bottle. Last year it was the Weller CYPB and some Weller Single Barrel. The year before it was Weller Full Proof. And I've heard Weller Full Proof again this year.
Yeah.
David says he's expecting some big ones. Have you actually heard that somewhere? Everything I've seen has said Weller Full Proof's the only special bottle.
Yeah.
That's kind of highly allocated non-single barrel or whatever. So that's what I'm expecting anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it is a bunch of other stuff.
I mean,
I remember
for some Taylor
last year
or single Rick House or something. I'd be like, all right, sweet.
Well, last year the like Thursday before Christmas. I remember they had that big surprise drop, and they had like the Rick House and Old Fits and a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Paul said he thinks 7 a.m. is safe. I don't know. I'm probably going to go out at 5 and try to figure out where I'm going to head and wait for the announcement.
Did you already pour your samples?
Yeah, I already did. They've been sitting. Yeah, you can go ahead and pour them out. Yep. Yeah. Patrick says they started in 2002. That is correct. They've done it the last 2 years. They've done the single barrel Saturday. The first year, I got the Weller Full Proof. Last year, I got the CYPB. Also, this year, they are supposed to have, from what I've heard, the Old Forester Black Label 100s, which I love those. So if I can get one of those, I'd definitely grab one of those too. Yeah, David, that's my plan too. I'm going to like my local place. I'm going to be there and wait for the announcement. And if I got to drive, there's like 4 other places that are close by. Hopefully, at least one of them participate. And that's the other thing is like I said, we don't know what store participates. They don't tell you ahead of time. They tell you at like 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. So
yeah, that's kind of annoying though. But I mean, I guess it's kind of nice because then they're like, well, you're not going to be camping out, and if you are, you're like,
oh no, I'll be there like I said about 5 a.m. just hoping the store does it. Yeah.
But at least for like the stores, they're not going to be like, oh, this guy's been sitting out here since 6 o'clock the night before, and you're like, well, I was just kind of hoping you'd have it. But I mean, there have been trends where you're sitting there going, well, they've had it the last 2 years, and then they've had these other drops. Pretty good chance they're going to have it, you know.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I don't think it's going to be any like really big drops. David said he thinks there's going to be a lot more, but I just have not heard that. We'll see.
All right. Well, so for those of you that don't know, obviously from the thumbnail, we're doing the Four Roses single barrel, the recipe expressions or whatnot.
The OEs,
yeah.
The OE recipes.
Yeah.
So we did the OBs a little while back, and now I think OBSO was our favorite out of that lot, right? You got your card still? I'm pretty sure it was OBSO was we both liked that one the best.
Yeah, OBSO was like, yep, that's the winner. I'll leave it out, I guess. I was trying to look at it to get persuaded by it, but whatever.
So now we're going to try the OEs and decide which one's our favorite. And did you just pour your half pours again?
Yes.
Of your samples? Well, we're actually, after we get done with all this, one of these next live streams coming up, we'll pick a winner to get the remaining samples of all the Four Roses recipes to try.
Yeah.
So, all right, you ready to get started?
Sure. Starting
with OESV, start on the right.
All right, OESV.
OESV. 70% corn, 20% rye, 5% barley. Or 75% corn, I'm sorry. Tasty notes are delicate fruit and caramel, according to the bottle.
It smells nice.
It does have it does got a fruity nose.
Yeah.
Also a little bit floral.
It's definitely a little it does have a little ethanol-ness to it though. But I mean, I also haven't had a sip of anything yet to be like, oh yeah, here we are. But we just do a nose first?
Yeah, we can just nose them all first.
All right.
That one's just a little fruity and floral. Not bad. This is OESK with the tasty notes are baking spice and light oak.
We'll be the judge of that. No. Ooh, that one smells darker, like a little.
You know what? That's almost like a little bit of licorice on that.
Yeah. Not like I don't find it unenjoyable, but I also don't not like licorice. But I don't really like fiend out for going and getting licorice. So.
Yeah, right.
I don't really know. That's like, man, let me get licorice. Like, no, I'll just have like something else.
It's definitely not as like fruity or light. It's definitely darker.
Yeah.
Oh, there's whiskey.
Yeah, she's
heard her.
lady.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Next, OESQ, delicate grains and lightly floral.
Did you do O yet?
No. Q should be next. It
You sure?
should be V, K, Q, O, and F.
All right. I'll switch them then.
So this is OESQ.
Well, I'll just remember them.
What's everybody drinking tonight? We're drinking Four Roses, obviously, or about to be.
I'm about to be. Yeah.
This one's a lot lighter on the nose, like it didn't have as much complexity on it.
Yeah, there's like a little something to it, but not like.
It's just a little bit of floral, and that's about it. I'm not getting much else. All right. OESO. The notes are rich fruit and vanilla.
That one seems pretty balanced. I like this one.
How is that? Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. I haven't tried that yet.
I've heard mixed things on that one.
I definitely get the vanilla on this one. I don't really get any fruitiness though.
I do get like a little clove though, but not like.
Yeah, I can see that. A little clove, yeah. A little hint.
Like, yeah, I know. You gotta like.
All right, and the OESF. White oak and mint.
I could see the mint on that. I wouldn't call it dill though.
No dill. I don't know. I'm not really getting much on it at all, honestly. All right. You want to go through, start tasting these?
Yeah.
OESV.
Sure.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. So Baker 7 with more grain forwardness. So is it better just to buy a Baker 7 then? Or you think that the grain to glass is okay at like $100-ish bucks?
That's pretty good. OESV. Definitely fruity. That's my first drink of the night, so it's coming across hot, even though I know it's only 100 proof. Or what are they? 103, right? 103, 107. I don't remember. 104. So they're all 104 proof. Yeah, I passed on that Heaven Hill Grain to Glass when I saw the price. I just like I can't imagine it's worth $100.
Yeah, I think they're 6 years.
That's because it's not that old.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a sip of these and then I'm gonna go back. I think because I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, so OSV is very fruity.
Yeah. All right. Still on B?
Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Just
right.
Taking a second sip of it.
Oh.
All right, OESK.
Well, I can't wait to try it.
This is the one that smelled like licorice to me.
I don't know. I kind of like this one.
So OESK definitely got the baking spices on it. You can absolutely tell that got higher rye content. The first one didn't come across like a heavy rye to me. This one absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's baking spice and a little bit of floral.
Yeah.
David's drinking small batch select, so he's doing Four Roses as well.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, the small batch select is made up of all the recipes, the E's and the O, or the E's and the B's, but they're just different ratios. So everyone's like, you could probably just mix all these, but I guess it's bourbon. I did that, and they're like, yeah, it definitely doesn't work like that. They have different, like 1 barrel of this, 10 barrels of that, or whatever. But
Yeah, different percentages and stuff.
Yeah. But I'm sure it'd be kind of close to do something like that. But
yeah, I would like to say, if any of our Patreons watching, thank you for watching, and thank you for being a Patreon member. We did pick up a new member just a couple days ago. So,
yes, thank you.
And this month, to our Patreon members, we will be giving out a sample of the Obtainium 160 proof, age 28 years, and Stitzel-Weller barrels. That will be the Patreon sample giveaway this month.
Yeah, I'll just bring it out. This one. Little hazmat there.
All right, OESQ.
Yep. Whew. That one smells like more rounded too.
That one's really floral. It's like drinking a flower.
I mean, if you're a vegetarian, that might be nice.
It's like drinking a rose petal or something.
I wouldn't say it's that. I mean, maybe if you had like a bourbon and you steeped a
It's
rose
like,
for like a second.
it's like perfumey.
Yeah.
OESQ. That one was very floral to me.
Uh-oh. Whiskey. Oh, she's floating around here. Hi.
She coming to join you?
Yeah, I think she tried to do this last time. It was her and Milo, and they were like, "Oh, I'm going to be right here next to you the whole time." And I'm like, "All right, you want to come up here?" And they're like, "No. They're camera shy, So, like, they'll come up to the chair, but they know not to jump on the bar. So I'm like, well, they'll get close, but.
Yeah, Paul, I don't think your Obtainium was aged in Stitzel-Weller, right? Yours was just aged in new oak barrels or whatever.
Yeah, and it's 28 years. 28 years.
Yeah, 28 years in Stitzel-Weller barrels.
Built in 1995. Ooh, if you can read that or whatever it comes through.
All right, OESO.
Okay. OESO.
That was nice. That's got a nice caramel.
Yeah.
And a little like sweet oak. That one's been more like a bourbon than the others we've drank. Bill Billington. I'm late.
Nope.
Newer single barrel store pick. Three cats. You know what? Devin has two. We have three cats as well, but we're obviously drinking Four Roses. We've had some other people drinking Four Roses in the chat, and Paul was drinking Heaven Hill Grain to Glass.
Yeah, that and did you have the Baker 7 tonight too, or you just having the Grain to Glass, Paul?
I think he was just comparing it.
Yeah,
I think he was just comparing them. The Patreon members who don't win the sample will be unobtainium. Someone will be obtainium it, and the rest will unobtainium it.
That's funny.
Mm.
That O is nice.
Mm.
Yeah,
It is. That O is very nice.
I'm going to start searching out all the O's.
I mean, I've got them all. I know I've got one. I don't think my O is open though.
Yeah, I have an OBSO, and the only one I need is OESO. That's the last one I need for the.
So the one we just tried is the one you're missing.
That's the one I'm missing.
All right. OESF next.
Man, that O is really good.
Bill wants to know if the Grain to Glass is worth the money. You know, we were just talking about that. I haven't bought it because it's hard for me to see a 6-year being worth $100+ So that's just my opinion. That's just why I haven't grabbed it. Of course, I haven't tried it either. But the comparison some were making was like it's kind of like a Baker's 7. So until I get to try it, I guess I can't say for sure, but I won't. I would not buy it until I try it because of the age to the cost ratio.
Yeah.
And I haven't really heard of it being like knock your socks off. Like people I know have drank it said it's okay, but I haven't had anybody tell me it's just absolutely amazing.
Have you tried the F yet?
I'm about to. I was running my mouth.
All right. While you're sipping on, I'm gonna throw this in your brain here. Ready? You know that like Cherry Garcia ice cream or like the chocolate chip cherry?
I do get a fruitiness, but I don't know if I would really call it cherry.
And I got a little chocolate note in the front, and then it's like
I guess like a sweet oak and a fruit. Try another sip. It says it's supposed to be light oak and mint, but I'm not really getting mintiness on it.
yeah. And I got it in the nose originally. And the palate.
Thomas is drinking the Wild Turkey 8-year 70th anniversary. Devin just had it for the first time last weekend when we were filming. I like that bottle. That's a good bottle.
Yeah, I like that one. Good. That was a good bit.
I think it's excellent for the price because it's like, well, at MSRP it's around $50.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one's worth it. All right. Do you have your top 3, Devin?
Not yet. I'm gonna go back through them. I think.
Okay.
Especially the first one or two, because I went into those like it was like the first sip of the night. I want to give them a fair shakedown, you know.
David says that grain to glass is the most expensive bottle he's purchased. That the weeded one. He's going to save it for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pricey. I think they're pricey for what they are. I mean, not the most expensive bottle I've bought, but you haven't bought the Russell's 15. That's probably the most expensive bottle I've bought off the shelf. Patrick says that Wild Turkey is going to be a staple release starting in 2025. I've actually heard that. I know they submitted a 8-year tag, but I don't necessarily know if it's going to be the same as the 70th. I think that 70th was like a special blend, right? It's an 8-year, but it won't be exactly the same when the standard 8-year comes out.
It might be one of those like, oh, Japanese release now is in America is an 8-year. And you're like, oh,
yeah.
fine. And the 750 milliliter too. Woohoo.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go back through these real quick as well. Kind of get my top 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
They're supposed to come out this weekend. The Wild Turkey 70th is going to be in Ohio as part of that drop Saturday. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of it. I know. I mean, a lot of it has dropped other places, and Ohio hasn't dropped it at all. So I think it's going to be a huge drop of it on Saturday.
Was that in the email or anything about that for the Wild Turkey?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
that's just what I've seen online.
All the rumor mills going.
Yeah, just the rumor mills I've seen online is that it's going to be part of the drop. But you never know exactly what's going to be out there. But I think there'll be a lot of it. There's got to be a lot of it because they made a ton. Like I said, we haven't had any drop here.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything with. Let's see, any of the Coy Hills, any of the wow.
Well, we have a bunch of stuff that hasn't dropped here. We haven't had the Four Roses LE. We haven't had Old Fitz. We haven't had Coy Hill. We haven't had the 70th edition. I don't think we've had the Maker's Mark 2024 cellar aged. None of that's dropped in Ohio yet. I don't think it'll be this Saturday though. I think that's going to be saved for some special release at Christmas.
Yeah, like some crazy time. I'm not free.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like every year that when I have training, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the day." There you go.
Bill wants to know about the Midwinter Night's Dram.
Well, it's
He
actually
wants to know if they're worth the hype. So the older ones I had I really liked, but the last two I didn't care for. I haven't tried this year's.
surprise.
But like I know like Act 8 and 9 I had and I liked.
Yeah.
But I didn't particularly care for the last two.
I had a 9.5 I liked. And then this one is a, if I can get back on the shelf, is a 10-1, but I haven't cracked it yet. So.
Is that another? Was that another Midwinter Night's Dram?
What's
Or
that?
the same one? Was that the same one or another one?
That's the
It had
same one.
it had your little Santa Claus on it.
Oh, yeah, same one.
Your snowman. There you go.
Yeah. I started doing the decorations. Maybe you can see for the
for
bar.
Christmas.
Yeah, I got little guys up there and like an elf and elf on the shelf.
Charles says 8 and 9 were the last of the NGP blend for the Midwinter Night's Dram. Those were the last two I liked. So maybe I just don't like High West like actual distillate then, because I didn't care for 10 and 11.
Yeah. I think they're nice, but when they keep raising the price on them, you're like, all right, that's enough. Stop. No, you're going too far.
It was good. Yeah, I feel like that like quite a few bottles now that I've kind of passed on just with the price, kind of going back to that grain of glass is the same thing.
Yeah.
Prices got a little out of hand.
Yeah. Like, you know how like Knob Creek 18 is like $179, and you're like, all right, well, $10 per year, but it is 18 years old, and you're like, well, it's at least 100 proof, unlike the.
But yeah, it's cut down to 100 proof when I can go grab the 120 proof store pick for $55-$60.
Yeah, but that's like 10-year versus 18. It's kind of one of those like give and takes.
You know? Yeah, but 10-year at 120 proof, I would prefer to have that.
I would bet the 12-year at $70, $65 is probably a better value. But
Bill's asking about the little book Path Not Taken. That's the chapter 8. That's the one that came out this year. I tried it, and it's not bad. I didn't pick it up. I didn't think it was good enough for the $170 price tag I saw it at. It wasn't as good as the Booker's Reserve, I can tell you that. The Booker's Reserve's really good.
Yeah, that was, as I always say, pretty good.
Yeah, that's the best thing I've had from Jim Beam's release this year, is that Booker's Reserve. You heard the OHLQ Knob Creek for Single Barrel Saturday is good. I believe it because Knob Creek single barrels are just good. I mean, it's hard to find a bad one, honestly. Oh, you got it for $150. Well, at least you got it for a better price than what I saw it at. He's talking about the Little Book Chapter 8, because when I saw it, it was like $170 plus tax.
I think at the distillery it's $160. So it's one of those like, well, if you want it, you can go there and get it. But I don't know. We were just down there and they had almost everything except for the little
except the reserves.
Booker's Reserve, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, they had all the rest just sitting on the shelves.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'll go to the bar and have some food. And I'm like, well, I'll have a Pour the Infinite. I thought it was good, but I was like, I don't really want to spend $200 on it. So
Charles says the Midwinter is worth about $95. He wouldn't pay more than that.
But I went with one of these
from
the distillery. They were $110. So
yeah, we tried that too. We did a review on that. That'll be coming out as well.
But yeah, I had not tried the 10-year before, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm getting in a rise now, and I might as well get old overhold barrel or cask strength 11-year 7.4 proof. I was like, oh, that sounds good.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And compared to the old Granddad at like 200, the Infinite at 200, I was like, you know what?
I'll
get that for 110.
Yeah, it was better than the old Granddad. The old Granddad was super disappointing.
I haven't tried it yet. I don't know. I know somebody who might be getting one pretty soon now. So.
Yeah, we know who got one, right? So did you get your top 3, Devin? You narrowed it down?
I got it narrowed down.
Okay, so we're gonna
What was your last place? Your last two, your bottom two.
My bottom two were, my very last one is OESK. I didn't care for it.
Okay.
And OESQ.
Interesting.
Yep.
My last was V and then K.
Okay.
Yeah.
So V is still in my top three. I got OESV, OESO, and OESF. That's my top three right now.
Yeah, I've got O, F, Q.
Bill asking about the Russell's 10 that have that special LEME. I can't remember what the numbers were, if they had that Russell's 15 in them. So I got a friend in Puerto Rico who has that bottle, and he says it was much better than the other Russell's 10. He says there's absolutely a difference between that specific LEME mark and the others. So, I mean, I trust him. I believe it. If he says that, you know, I haven't had it, but he has several bottles of it. He tried it and he said it was much better, and he went out and bought more. So I believe it probably does have some of that juice that didn't make the cut for the Russell's 15 in it.
Yeah, I checked my store right after I saw that review. I was like, well, I'll check. It was like LLBE. I'm like, all right. Well,
yeah, I checked mine too. It didn't have it, but I haven't been out and searched for it, so I haven't had it. But he's got like 4 or 5 bottles of it now. He got it. He tried it. He said it's much better, and went out and bought more. So I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's still at like that $40 range. I'm sure it's still.
Look, Charles even chimed in. Charles says yes. He bought every one he found. He blinded against the older 10-year and some single barrels, and it's much better. So that's 2 people now that I know have tried it who said yes, it's better. So I believe it. If I see one, I gotta memorize that LEME. I don't remember what it was.
LME.
What do you remember what it was? It was
LME. Yep.
No. Do you remember what? Is that what it is? Just LLME?
Those first date codes, LLME, and then all the S is a bunch of jargon, but that's the main thing is the /ME.
So it just has to be the ME.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yes.
If I see one, I'll grab it. Like I said, I did look last time I was at the store, but they didn't have it. It was like, I think the ME stands for like a specific month, right? The ME is like July or something.
Whatever after that batch. But
RJ, hey RJ, how's it going?
Yeah.
RJ, stupid what people are paying for it. I only know people who bought it for MSRP. I don't know. I haven't seen it on secondary.
Pop up on secondary for like 100 to 120. I'm like,
are you serious?
I was
for
like,
RR10?
Yeah. See, but now what happened is
that's crazy.
Campari is going to be like, oh man, if people are buying it for that much, we're going to mark it up to $79.99.
They'll mark all of them up that much, right?
Yeah.
Regardless. No, the people I know have been grabbing it off the shelf. I haven't seen it at secondary prices. That's nuts. Anyway, so my final 3 were OESV, OESO, and OESF. Yeah. So you want to go do our final 3, Devin?
Yeah.
Pick our winners. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm going to out Devin here. Devin has a special announcement that was revealed this week. Maybe you want to reveal it to everyone, Devin?
Sure. Well, I'm having a baby. Well, I'm not, but my wife is. So, yeah. So stay tuned.
Congratulations, Devin. Devin's going to be a dad.
Yeah. The baby's about the size of an avocado right now, as of yesterday. So, pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah. So I've been biting my tongue for a while now.
Yep. So, first kid. It'll be exciting.
Yep. Time. Eric says congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. He's a she. Kidding. Congrats. I'll keep that a secret. I might know the gender already, but I'll leave it more for later on. Keep you guys in suspense.
I can't believe you put that OESV last. That's nice. It's nice and fruity.
Yeah. I'll go back. I'll revisit it, you know.
That OESO is very nice too. It's got a
Those-
really nice sweetness to it that the
Yeah.
others don't have. Someone's a Jim Carrey fan. Do you know what movies that's from, Devin?
No. Ironically, I'm a huge movie guy, and I don't know that one.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Oh, yeah. I've only seen snips of that. I've never like that and Crocodile Dundee and all that. I just for some reason I've not seen those yet. I've seen a little bit of Ace Ventura, but not like all of it.
Oh, you must have typed that before I said something, Bill.
Yeah.
I think you're showing our age. These younger people are like, what movie is that? But yeah, so Devin's going to be a dad, so that's exciting for him.
Nope. Yep. Papa to be.
All right, I got my final order. Thomas says he's been kicked out of some liquor stores for calling them out on their secondary prices. You're in Michigan, right, Thomas? I think you commented on one of our on the video that we just did for the bourbon honey, where I kind of complained about them telling us to stop recording when we showed their prices.
Oh yeah, that was so weird. I've never had that before.
I can't believe you actually bought a bottle there. I was like, I wouldn't have bought nothing.
I was like, it's pretty much MSRP, and I just drank the one I had. I was like, you know what? I'll get it. I was like, whatever.
RJ's been kicked out for live streaming.
Yeah.
RJ. So we were at this liquor store and we were fit. We asked them. I went in first. I always ask if we can film when we go in. And they said, yeah, you can film, no problem. So I started filming, and then they came up and said, hey, are you recording prices? I was like, well, yeah, I'm recording the shelves. The prices are right there. He's like, no, delete that right now. You can't record our prices. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, it's fine. And stopped recording, put my camera away, the phone away. I recorded my phone. And so we just started walking around just looking at the shelves. And the guy was like 3 feet behind us the whole way, just following us, watching us, whatever we did. It was really creepy.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is strange. I've never had this happen.
Yeah, can we film? He's like, oh yeah, whatever, gives more popularity to the store. I was like, cool, thanks. And we started recording, and then the one guy's like, oh yeah, I think he said show the prices, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna show the prices. He's like, no, like you're not showing the prices, right? I was like, no, we have it and we're talking about it. He's like, oh, well, you gotta get rid of the prices. I'm like. He's like, well, our competitors, they might see it, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, well, don't you
listen, if some guy down the street wants to know what prices you got, he'll just have somebody come in and look at your prices. It's not some kind of big secret because someone's not recording. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.
Microsoft,
Yeah. It's like state secrets, like they got government data sitting on their shelves. All right, so what's your last place, Devin?
Still V.
All right. My last was the OESK, my last place.
I think that, and then K was my second, but I think it just had a little bit more like heat and panache to it. I was like, yeah, well, I'll go with that over the V. So I went with the K as my second last.
Okay, so what was your fourth place?
The K.
The K? I went with Q.
Okay.
And your third place?
My third place was Q.
Your third place was Q. My third place was F.
Interesting.
All right. So, what was your second place?
My second place was F.
F?
It has sweet cherry note. Like, I don't know. It's pretty good.
My second place was V. So that means we both had our first place as OESO.
Yeah, both. Yeah, the O was really good. And then, like, comparing that to the B notes, I had O as the best. And then I had K as second best. And then I had F as third.
RJ, everything's better at cast strength, but when you're dealing with single barrels, there could be a lot of variance. I can kind of understand why they did what they did. I do hate that they proofed it down, but at least they proofed it down to over 100 proof. I mean, I know out of these, the three that were at my top, were all pretty good. The O is really nice. And I know when we did the others, the OB recipes, that O was fantastic. The OBSO.
Like light years. Yeah, I think the OBSO was my favorite overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I have all 10. I have all 10 of the recipes at cast strength as well, the single barrels. So I mean, but that's going to, like I said, it's so hard to do that because there's so much variance. You can have like one barrel may come in at 108 proof, and the same recipe could come out at 113 proof in another barrel, and now it's going to make a difference just in the proof. So
now, if they were all like single barrels, but on the like tier 4 or tier 3 or something, you're like, okay. But if there's like one's a tier 1, one's a tier 6, you're like,
yeah,
way more flavor. And you're like, well, yeah, it's up at the top of the
Bill's talking. He watched that stream where we did the OBs. Remember, we had like OBSQ was like the worst one. He's like, that's the one I got. Sorry, Bill.
Well, let's see. For the B's, I had OBSQ as my 4th place. The V was
4th place, so pretty, still not great.
Yeah.
No, so the O's to me in both were just better. I don't know, they were sweeter.
Yeah. This is some good data though. At least I got like a, when you go to like a store, you take a photo of this before you go, and then you're like, was it E or O or B or V? You're like, hang on. Oh no, I really liked, at least from the batch that you have here. You're like, well, I like the O's. So
RJ says he likes the fruity sweet notes. So to me, that was V, O, and F were the ones I found kind of fruity and sweet. All three of those. Those were my top 3. I agree. I like those notes too. I especially like fruity notes. I've been really loving the John J. Bowman single barrels lately. I find them really, really fruity.
Yeah. You should have picked up one of those at Exit 2 Liquors.
At the liquor store that wouldn't let us film, Exit 2 Liquors in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Call them out by name.
Yeah.
So now he's quoting the ballad of Ricky Bobby. If you aren't first, you're last.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah. I think that O is definitely the best of that group.
Yeah.
So in a future live stream, we will be giving away the remaining. We only poured like half the samples. So we'll be able to give away a couple of people some 1 ounce samples of each recipe. So you guys can decide for yourself which Four Roses you like best. I'll be honest, Four Roses isn't my favorite distillery. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't like them as much as Devin does.
Yeah, I enjoy them. They're probably in my top 5. But my wife really likes the bar there, and so that means I like the bar there as well. So, but no, the bar there is really nice. I like the atmosphere, and every time I go there, I usually have a good time. It's not like Heaven Hill where you go there and you get disappointed every time you go.
If you guys are on TikTok, find our TikTok account. And Devin got video of the guy opening the door one morning yelling, "We got nothing today." And he was like so mad that people were there. He got like 100,000 views on that TikTok.
Yeah, there's no place today. I think he expanded on everybody too. He's like, "Get out of here, get off my lawn." I was like, "All right, well, thanks for letting me stay out here for a couple hours. Appreciate it."
That was funny.
I always
report anything else, Devin?
Well, real quick, I always see people post, in front of Heaven Hill, like by the truck that they have there, and they're like, "Oh, we're at Heaven Hill visiting." I'm like, "Hey, I sleep next to that truck sometimes."
You did like 4 days, 4 out of 5 days, and got nothing.
Nothing. Oh well, you know what? You live and you learn, and whatever. Still had a good time with some friends. So good time.
Yeah, no soup for you.
No
That's
soup.
exactly what the guy seemed like when he came out. He was like so grouchy when he opened that door. It was hilarious.
Let's see what Heaven Hills they have up here.
Oh, geez.
Whatever. But yeah, let's see. You said another pour or something?
Bill wants to know our favorite bottle on our shelf under $100. He wants us to show it. My favorite bottle. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of them.
Under $100. I'll say
Got yours, Devin?
I mean, like actually under $100. Like I bought it for less than $100.
Well, yeah. You paid less than $100, not what secondary is worth. What did you pay for it? Because I've almost never paid secondary for a bottle. I wait till I find it MSRP.
I will say
that is a fantastic bottle right there, and that would be in the running. But I do have one I like better.
I've got a Les Craig C923.
Okay.
Taylor Barrel Proof that I'm.
See, now you're grabbing more than one.
Because I'm trying to think of options. I'm trying to think of all the ones I really enjoy that I'm like, yep.
See, now I got to grab more than one.
Let's see.
I got my top two.
Yeah, I'm like channel surfing over here.
All right. I'll go with my top two. I'll go ahead and show what I have here. I have an Old Forester Black Label Single Barrel. This is a Simply the Best distillery pick. It was picked by the people who work at the distillery for their 150th celebration. It is a fantastic bottle, and we got that at the distillery. And Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof, coming in at 137.7. I grabbed this at the Jack Daniel's distillery. So those are probably my two favorite under $100.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with these two.
The emptier it is, they're both getting pretty low there. Bill.
Yeah, I drank my other. I just finished a little bit ago the other C923, and I'm like, well, I don't want to open this one yet, so I'll try some other stuff that I have. I know it's really good though.
So this one was 55. This one was 75.
Yeah, and this was 77, I think. So, but yeah, sat in a parking lot for that one. I was like, well, I'm here. I'm gonna get it. And then the best part was I had my bachelor party that night, and I was like, well, I'll be tired for that, but at least we have an awesome bottle to have. So yeah.
So I'll have some of my Old Forester.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to some of these comments here.
Are you talking about the JD Single Barrel Proof Rise, Bill? Down to 127 proof? Yeah, this is 137.7. This was when they first came out, before they actually ever really came to Ohio. I got this one at the distillery, kind of like when they were still being released last year, like the first wave of them.
Milo, you want to come up here? Should I try to see
this one tastes like an Andes mint. It's all chocolate and mint. It's so good. Well, I still see them in the 130s. I just picked one up. It was a store pick at 134.
Let's see if I get Milo to join us. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Man, I love those Old Forester Black Label single barrels. They're just a ton of flavor, and they really don't have the heat. Like, I like the blue labels too, but they can kind of be hot. But these black labels are just fantastic sippers.
Come on, buddy.
That's one of the bottles that I think are worth what I see on secondary. So.
Well, maybe Milo doesn't want to join me. I did this last time. He was like, I want to get up there, and then he doesn't. So
they're hard to come by, Charles. It's
hey.
I've got several, and I've had to do some searching to get them. I've had to go like places far away to get them when I've seen them available. The Black Label. Milo or whiskey? Yeah. Milo.
He's my thick boy over here.
Yeah.
He's like a little panther. My buddy. He's like, I don't really sit on this side of the bar that often. Right.
Bill says he's almost through his 1924.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what? I think the 1924 is a great pour. I wish it was a little cheaper,
Yeah, if it was like $80, I'd be like, all right.
But you know what? It's a 10-year, so no, you're asking for less than $10 a year.
Yeah.
Right. I think people say that because it's cut down to 100 proof.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was barrel proof, I don't think anybody would complain about the price.
Oh, not
But
at all. Like, that's
yeah.
fine.
But the palette on that 1924 is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, everyone, this is Milo, in case you were wondering. He's very affectionate.
RJ says his favorite under 100 is a Old Forester single barrel proof, a Green River single barrel. Yeah, I love the Old Forester single barrel proofs too. And we do have some. Do you still have any of your bottom of the barrel left? The Old Forester single barrel pick?
Yeah. I've got a little bit left and then another bottle. This is what I got left.
Yeah, that single barrel proof could actually be up on this table too. That Old Forester single barrel proof is amazing. That pick.
It was $80 too.
Yeah. And Renee says she needs another 1924. We still got one unopened.
I got this much left. That one. Well, I think I might have to just kill off this Taylor. What do you think?
Sounds good. Well, RJ says he has 8 blue labels opened. I've got 4 opened of the blue labels.
I got 3.
And Bill wants to know when the 1970 72 bottle blind is going to drop. We did film it. I haven't had a chance. I'm trying to get some editing done. I've been real busy at work. Yeah. I've got a couple of videos done so far. One's dropping tomorrow. So it's just a matter of when I can get to it and get it edited. But we did record it, Bill.
Spoiler alert, the results may be surprising.
Yeah, they might be. Well, one person's results might be surprising.
All right, we'll go with the Taylor. This is a batch 12, if anyone's asking. Yes. So.
I like the batch 12 better than the batch 11.
I don't know. I like them both for different reasons, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Rob says the 1924 in his area is $250. I don't even think I've seen it that much on secondary around here.
They can keep it.
Right? That's too much. That's too much. They got to go. Yeah. RJ says for 1792, 12 years king. You have to watch the see what we thought.
Yeah.
And we blinded them.
I don't know.
That's the longest blind. You got like 8 bottles you're trying to blind. There's like so many 1792s.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
That's why you don't have one. I agree. If it was $250, I wouldn't have one either. That's because nowhere is it anywhere near worth those 15. And RJ doesn't care what we think. Oh, that's fine. His uncle's trying to sell his 1924 for 200. I think secondary is like around 180, right? I think I've seen them like go. Maybe that's the most.
I've seen people putting it for like 130. They're like, yep.
That's like MSRP basically.
Yeah, I feel like it had its huge like, whoa, it's gonna be out, and then like, all right, it's out, and it just kind of dropped right where it's. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to get, I would say, but whenever I saw people go out like on like the weekends or whatever when they had drops in Ohio, they're like, well, I went through the line 2 times. I guess I'll get a 1924 because of the price on it.
Yeah. Charles says that he's been holding on his 1924 until he gets it back up, and he's been drinking their early time bottled and bond. We actually did a video comparing them.
Yep.
They're pretty close. I mean, they're similar, but you can absolutely tell the 1924s. You can absolutely tell it's older. It's more viscous. It's better. It's a better version of the early times bottled and bond, but early times bottled and bond is great.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. We also did a video. I still haven't got to edit. We did the black top versus the blue top blind on the early times. Yes, Bill, we did the video. We did a comparison, black cap to blue cap blind. So, yeah, Devin's going to pull them out. We use my blue top, but he brought the black top.
Shabam. Whatever. There they are. But yeah, I've had the screw top one a few times. Obviously, it's one of my favorite like daily budget pours or whatnot. But I had not had this one before until that video, and I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I know what this one is, but it's pretty good. So
Charles wants to know if you have an extra black cap you'd part with. I think his only black cap's the one we opened.
no, I've got two. I have the one I opened and then my one backup. And I was like, well, I'll get the second one just because I'm there. But they had them marked up because obviously they discontinued them. So I'm like, well, I'll only get two. If they would have had like a whole bunch of them at like $24, I probably would have bought a case.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good stuff.
Phil says the 1792 store picks are everywhere right now. Yeah, I see them. We were last down in Kentucky, about every store we went to had one of those things. They are all over. The foolproof store picks just went nuts.
Have that, and they some bonded here and there, and I think I saw more of that than the small batch. It was weird.
Honestly, I think you're right. I think I saw more foolproof than small batch. It was everywhere.
Yeah, even those sweet wheats we found. I was like, whoa, sweet wheat. Interesting.
Rob says Charles just wants to cap.
Yeah.
Thomas says the blue cap and black cap taste the same to him. It sure didn't. When we blinded it, it did not to me. I saw a distinct difference between the two. I won't say which one I like better, but they were distinctly different.
I will say they're distinctly different, but I wasn't sure they were like, it wasn't like 1924 versus regular. It wasn't like, all right, I can tell.
Yeah, it wasn't that kind of different between 1924 and ET, but it was definitely different. Bill wants to know our thoughts on Stag 24B. He has one and he loves it. I think that it has not dropped in Ohio, so I haven't even seen it. I have no idea about Stag 24B. Yeah, it hasn't dropped here yet. I haven't seen it anywhere. I don't know anybody who has one even. Well, besides you, Bill, but nobody around here. That Old Forester is so good.
Yeah.
Oh. It's just so much brown sugar and caramel fruit.
Yeah. Todd really got me to the Old Forester. Man, the Old Forester's pretty good. And he's like, no, that Jack Daniels. I was like, all right, I'll try all these different ones. I'm like, yep, all right.
yeah. Those are the two that really draw me in.
Especially the Jack Daniels. I was always like,
oh yeah.
So much.
Well, so many people I found, like, especially when I talk to them, they like, oh, they hate Jack Daniels because all they've ever had is the old number 7. Yeah. And I can understand why they don't love that, but once you start getting to the barrel proofs, they're so good. Or like the 12-year, oh, so good.
Yeah. Well, it's like saying you don't like Jim Beam and all you've had is the white label. You're like,
white label, right? Exactly. You never had like a Knob Creek or anything like that, or a Booker's.
Yeah.
They got lucky, and he said he got that stag for $48. So you got an MSRP, or that's even less than. I think it's what 65 here.
He said Costco. I think that's that Costco MSRP.
Yeah, I think it's 65 here in Ohio when they drop. But like I said, 24B is not dropped yet.
They're up to 65 now.
Yeah, with tax, it's like 60, 99 plus tax, something like that.
Yeah, because they used to be, I think, 49. I was like, wow, holy cow! And then they went.
Yeah, they used to be right around 50. Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think the last time it was like $58.99, and I was like, well, interesting, but.
He says Sam's Club. They sell liquor at Sam's Club. Yeah, I guess you're down in Kentucky.
Yeah, not in Ohio.
Not in Ohio. Ohio, they don't sell it here. Sam's Club doesn't have any liquor. High Bank Midnight Cask. I have not had it. I know High Bank's down here in Columbus. It's an Ohio distillery, but I have not had it.
Yeah, the only Ohio distilleries I've had is like
Bill's in Indiana. I'm sorry, Bill. I thought it was Kentucky. He's in Indiana. That's where he got that stag.
Okay. Yeah, like Watershed. High
Bank. Is Patrick still on? He'll tell us the one he got. There was that little distillery down there in Columbus he went to.
Yeah. Western Reserve Distillers, though. Oof.
Yep.
Yummy.
Rob got his 24A for $62.89. That's about what it is here around here. But with tax, it's a little bit more. It comes right around 65 with
You got
tax.
for like 2 or 3 hours just to get one. It's all part of the game here.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
here in Ohio, you want to get those bottles, you got to be waiting in line.
All right, Milo. I guess Milo's done.
You got it from Brian and Shauna. I know they're real big fans of High Bank. I haven't really had any High Bank stuff. I need to try it. I guess I just haven't. Well, I've never had it before. I hate to try the like craft distilleries that I've never had before to run out and buy a bottle, especially when they're like I think that one you're talking about was like a $100 bottle. I hate to spend that on a craft distillery when I've never tried it. So Watershed, I have had several of. I am not a Watershed fan personally. So I've even done a single barrel pick there. Devin, I guess, disappeared with the cat.
I'm back.
We were talking about in maybe end of January, beginning of February, doing a partial barrel pick for the channel. So we're talking about maybe doing a new riff barrel pick. So it's kind of something we're going to be talking about, and we'll be talking about over the next month or so. And see if there's interest out there for people. And, we do a partial new riff lets you do a partial barrel. That's why we would start there, because our channel's still not that big yet, but I've done several picks with them. I have a good relationship with them. So I know we could kind of get in there and do that pick fairly quickly.
Yeah, unless we both win the Buffalo Trace Sazerac single barrel.
Yeah, well,
pick one of those.
I the chance of winning that's pretty low.
No way. I'm lucky. Come on. We'll see.
Bill says he's 10 minutes from a new riff. He'll meet us there to get it.
Come on,
I'm a huge New Riff fan. I love New Riff. So I think they do a great job. I like their bourbons better than their ryes. Most places I kind of like the ryes, but New Riff, I actually like their bourbon better than their rye.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're talking about doing that. We're talking about maybe getting some like some whiskey sippers Glens, like logo Glens and some stuff like that. So
it's one of our picks we did, our bourbon group.
Yeah, so we've done a pick with New Riff with our bourbon club before, and I've done some with some other groups that I put together. And yeah, I enjoy it. I like New Riff. I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
So
pretty good.
But other than that, we're talking about getting close to, we're like right around 800 subscribers, getting real close to it. So once we hit 1,000, we're going to be doing another giveaway, and we've got some pretty good bottles we're going to be talking about doing a giveaway with. And we're going to do some bottles we're going to just straight giveaway, and also kind of add in like a raffle to them. Like you can enter and everybody can get a chance to add like an entry, but you can get more than one entry based on like sending some super chats and stuff like that, just to try to cover the price of, shipping and the bottles, and just, try not to lose too much money when we do stuff like that. So we've got some stuff planned when we get, we'll announce more when we get closer to that 1,000.
Yeah.
So we're still a couple hundred people away for subs.
So yeah, if there's any bottles you guys would like it, let us know.
Yeah.
See what we can do.
We've shot, like I said, we shot some videos. We're still doing the editing, but stuff we've seen requests from viewers. We've had some samples sent in. We did a video on the samples, and a future live stream. We got another sample we're going to compare live and do the blind. And so we're always looking for ideas. If something people want to see, the 1792 that was asked for, we've done. Somebody asked us to do a New Riff 8-year review. We shot that video. So, whenever you guys have things you want to see us do, we're more than willing to do it. So, for sure.
Yeah, between Todd and me, I mean, we got a lot of stuff. So if there's something that you're like, well, I always want to know how that tastes, or try this or that, or how does this compare to that, or is this the price of this versus this like really worth it? And you're like,
Or even if we don't have it, we know other people who might, we have people who will let us like borrow a bottle to do. So if you have like a specific bottle that maybe you're thinking about getting, let us know. And if we can if we don't have it, maybe someone where we know has it, we can review it and give you our thoughts on it anyway.
Yeah.
Bourbon room tour. You know what? We are going to shoot that. We're going to shoot our rooms separate, and I'm going to splice them together. I got to get mine kind of put together. It's a little bit of a mess right now from when we shot last weekend. So, but I think we'll maybe do that. I don't know, maybe this weekend, Devin, or next week during the week, and I can edit those together.
yeah,
But we'll do our tours.
we'll come up with something for that.
Yeah, I can walk around. My room's not too big. It won't take too long to shoot, but
Yeah.
I can spend some time talking about the different shelves because it's small but packed.
Yeah, it's dense.
It's dense. Yeah, it's very dense. It's a good word for it.
Yeah, I've got the bar and some curio cabinets. So that's pretty
Yeah,
much
here's some nice little displays, especially with your decanters.
Yeah, the old Dusties.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got about
I'm gonna have to pour some of this Jack.
going with the Jack.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of this 137.7 proof Jack to end it with.
I'm gonna mix
I'm
the
gonna be
rest
sad when that's gone.
4 roses I have left.
That is so good. That Jack Daniel's rye is just so good.
Yeah, top 5 ryes I think. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually a shelf available one, it's like bonus points.
Oh, so good. So yeah, we've still got more stuff we got to do, and I know Devin made some contacts at one of the local bourbon rooms clubs down in Columbus.
There's a private bourbon club down in Columbus, and what they do down there is, if you want to be a member, you got to be like get a membership or whatever for the year, and then you got to like enter a secret code to get in. It's like a speakeasy kind of thing, and then the other thing is like you can go in there and like you can invite guests or whatever, but there's like so many different like little lounges that you go into. So like I went in there, I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool, and then I'm like, oh, there's actually like another little room here, another room here. So like you can have your own like speakeasy spot for like your party or whatnot. It was pretty cool. So
yeah, but they might have us down there to do some filming and kind of like see their establishment, and then we've got some other distilleries we've still been in contact with. We got to set up times to go see. Yeah. So it's been difficult with Devin gone the last 3 weeks to try and get some of this stuff set up. So I think we might have a busy December, like after Thanksgiving, December between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, it's a little after 7. Yep. My battery's getting low.
Yep.
So.
Milo's getting restless over there. No, he's fine.
Yeah, I hear him over there crying. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you to our Patreons who have joined, and if you're here watching, and thank you to all our subscribers for watching our videos. We got another video coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow is, I think it's our picks for our 4 current best sippers. I think is the one I have coming out tomorrow. So you'll get to see the bottles we list as the ones we've been sipping the most over the last few months. So keep an eye out for that. And until next time, remember, the best bourbon or whiskey
when you like the most.
All right, guys. We'll see you in our videos, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thanks. Good night, guys.